The one I just put in there is right here. Awesome. So we're going to watch this Sky Temple. Now, Sky Temple with Rexxar is, again, another map that I personally feel Rexxar does really well on. Misha is very good at tanking all of the damage that the Shrine Guardians put out. He can solo that boss if he's left alone. He can just do a lot on this map where a lot of characters would struggle against. So on the blue team we have Nova, Butcher, Jaina, Murky, and Uther. On the red team we've got Uther, Nova, Gazlowe, Rexxar, and Tyrael. So both teams got Novas. That'll be exciting. Both teams have Uthers. That'll be exciting. And what you're going to basically watch for is which warriors, or I'm sorry, which non-shared characters can pull their team through and which of the shared characters play better. Because whenever you have a mirror match, it's readily apparent whenever one of the characters or one of the players is much better than the other, right? When you have a Nova against a Nova, or in this instance an Uther against an Uther, you easily see which team has the better version of that character. Butcher will be interesting on this, I think, because he also has a really good ability to keep himself alive when going for these temples. I mean, holding this one line is kind of what the Butcher really excels at, almost taking out that Tyrael there, in fact, which is shocking. Up top we got Rexxar facing off against Murky, and he's gone ahead and he's gotten Regeneration Master, Hunter Gatherer. I'm not really against that choice here. You're gonna get a lot of orbs on Sky Temple. You're gonna be in lane a lot of the time. I like that choice on this map. Our red team Nova hasn't picked a skill yet. Odd choice. Butcher's got Chop Meat. Not my favorite Butcher ability, but if a Butcher knows what he's doing, it's good. And it looks like the Butcher will be the first person to go down if he can't get away here. And he cannot. The first kill goes to blue team, taking out the Butcher. Jaina goes up, picks up Winter's Reach, which is pretty standard. Murky block, again, standard. Conjurer's Pursuit for Uther. Good choice on this map just to kind of help keep that mana flow up, because Uther does have a lot of struggles with mana. And as you'll see here, a good Rexxar would simply sick Misha on this guy, because Misha will indeed count to capture this temple. So if you were to have Misha just sit there, she'll hold the temple and you can go ahead and chase people off however you want. As you can see here, here's the Butcher charging in. He's going to tag up Rexxar, it looks like, but Rexxar will get away. The Butcher has nobody to self-heal on, and it looks like the Butcher will get taken down again. So that'll put blue team up to 3 kills. Red team at 0. Oh well, this is just absolutely confusing. So on my scoreboard, blue team does not have the Butcher, but as you can see in map, blue team does have the Butcher. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to stick with how they are represented in game. So this will be blue team, this will be red team. I will switch these. So red team is currently leading, blue team is behind. Up here, another fight. Butcher charges in a little bit too early. Can't get the self-healing off. He's going to go down again. That's a problem that you'll see with Murky also goes down. That's pretty surprising, as he almost had gotten away. That's kind of a thing that you'll see with a lot of inexperienced Butcher players, is they'll just run in and die. They think that, okay, I have this charge, I have to go in, I have to hit people, but he'll just run in and die. A good Butcher player will pick his target. He'll almost act like a stealth, like a Zeratul or a Nova almost. And here we go, Uther going down. Looks like red team is going to pick up this temple, although blue team is getting them down subtly. Here comes the Butcher. Now here's a chance for him to shine. Getting that self-heal up off of Rexxar. But Rexxar is going to get away, barely. Looks like Jaina's going to pick him up. And blue team is going to go ahead and push red team off for that last bit of temple. But not before red team has a 5-3 lead and the majority of the damage done. Furthermore, Gazlowe just hanging out out here, doing his thing, pushing down a 4. No big deal. Our level 4 talents, Nova's got Gathering Power to help her increase that damage as she gets more kills. Butcher going for a hamstring build, increasing the length of hamstring. Not my favorite level 4 talent on him, but an okay choice. Arcane Intellect, just trying to keep Jaina in the fight longer, which is good on Sky Temple as you... Ooh, what happened here? Which is good on Sky Temple. Ooh, looks like we got a little freeze going on. Here we go. Which is good on Sky Temple just because you're going to be out and around fighting over these temples a lot. Murky living the dream. This will make him very dangerous against buildings. Uther picks up the protective shield. Pretty standard kit for Uther, just making him that super strong single target healer. Butcher charging in, trying to pick up the kill on the Nova. Looks like he might get the stun. Comes in from Uther. Butcher unable to clean up, gets distracted, hits the wrong clone. Turn around on the Butcher, and Butcher goes down, putting up another kill for the red team. That is 6 kills on the red team, 4 kills for the blue team. It is an 8-7 lead for the red team. Pretty proficient Rexxar play coming out in this game. He's grabbed Easy Prey and Bird of Prey, so he's going a Beastmaster build. As you can see here, he'll start to try to solo this boss, which he can do. He's probably a little upset at his teammates. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you see a Rexxar solo a boss and he's got this talent, Easy Prey, let him solo it. Don't attract attention to it. He can do it fine on his own. If you guys all disappear from the map and help him, that'll only let the enemy team know that something's going on. But the blue team, not realizing that there's a boss about to be captured, makes no attempt to contest it. And that's devastating, as this boss will go down the lane right as this temple fight's happening. Level 7 talents. Nova picks up 1 in the chamber. Interesting, not going for the anti-armor shells, which we saw from the other Nova. Butcher picks up Abattoir. Good choice, increases that meat, makes dying less damaging. Ice flows for Jaina, increases the width of Cone of Cold. Not the best, in my opinion. Slime advantage, 100% bonus damage to slime targets. Standard on Murky. Wave of Light, just again increasing the ability of Uther to stay in the game, getting back a little bit of that mana. We have ultimates up. Red team has hit level 10. Precision Strike from Nova. Judgment from Tyrael. Divine Storm from Uther. Bestial Wrath from Rexxar. And Gazlowe is undecided. So far, our red team, blue on the scoreboard, has gone for a pretty standard build through all of their heroes. Battle momentum on Tyrael, just letting him use those abilities even more quickly. Ult comes down from Nova, trying to take out the other Nova. Butcher's going to try to save her. Nova does go down. Butcher trying to escape. Rexxar throws the stun, calls back Misha. They might just pick up Misha, although it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Butcher taking a lot of damage from the Nova. Has to back off. Gazlowe finally picking Gravel Bomb. Going to add some team fight potential. By the way, how scary is a team with Gazlowe and Rexxar? Their ability to take creep camps is just absolute insanity. Nova come in trying to... They don't see the Nova yet. They'll probably back off here. It is not a good idea to engage when you're this far into enemy territory. I apologize, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if that tab screen is annoying. I don't have another way to do it. I am a poor college student. I will let you know if I figure something else out. A little skirmish over the boss area here. Gets successfully pushed off. 4 bruisers up. Nova dropping her ult, trying to get them down a little bit more. I think that might have been a waste of her ult, but we'll see if it's ready when the next team fight happens. Blue team ults are: Nova picks up Precision Strike, Butcher grabs Furnace Blast, Jaina grabs Water Elemental, Octo grab on Murky, and Divine Shield from Uther. So you'll see the difference in the 2 ults from the Uthers. I think Divine Shield's a very powerful ability when paired with the Butcher. It can really help him just sit there and heal up, take the damage, make him a very dangerous target. I don't necessarily agree with Furnace Blast on the Butcher. I prefer Land of the Slaughter, as that'll help you pick up kills more, especially on a match like this where you'll see enemies kind of dart in the temple and dart out often. And you've seen it through this game. A lot of times the Butcher has had what looks like, and it looks like the Butcher going back in, gets ulted, stunned, and that'll be the end of the Butcher for that particular engagement. Like I was saying, as you've seen a lot with the Butchers, he hasn't been able to keep somebody in front of him. And that's a big problem if you're the Butcher, because you can't do that damage. But Lamb to the Slaughter does is it lets you keep hitting somebody, keep getting those heals, and it gives you that all-important crowd control ability. The best way to get rid of a Butcher is to simply slow him and walk away. We got a fight going on over the middle. We got a skirmish going on up on the top. The red team, of course, blue here on the scoreboard, has got a massive lead, even though they're only up by 2 levels, soon to be 1 level. Murky getting chased down here. Not a good idea to chase after a Murky. Even if it is a somewhat free kill, it's a distraction. It's only 0.25 of a kill. He's just going to pop right back up. Not exactly sure I agree with the decision to run around chasing a Murky. Of course, when you're up 2 levels, and that's the only thing to do, you can see this entire map is just red. They have every single creep camp except for this one that just respawned. That is huge. So level 14 hits. Talent's coming out. Nova's got lethal decoy, of course, adding that damage onto her clones. Tyrael's got burning rage, 10 damage per second. That's one of those underappreciated abilities where it just pours on plenty of damage, especially if you're a character like Tyrael who's going to be amongst multiple enemies. I would definitely recommend it in any of its forms. Uther picks up Shrink Ray, slows down the enemy, decreases their damage. This is the perfect anti-Butcher pick. I'm pretty sure we'll see it next time the Butcher charges in against somebody, if he's not just dead constantly, as we can see with his 3 kills to 6 deaths. Murky's egg goes down. That's a problem. He does not want to get caught. Looks like this Nova knows his egg is down. He's going to go. Murky goes down. Has to sit through the full death timer. Jaina getting chased down. Looks like she'll get away. Nova fended off with a counter Nova ult. Finishing off these talents here. Rexxar picked up Wildfire Bear, which is just absolutely fantastic towards keeping enemies, or I'm sorry, pouring extra damage on to whatever he's fighting. By the way, these are the damage numbers from their level 1 version, not the current level version, so I think these do about 50 damage at this level. Gazlowe, of course, picking up the ability to put down more turrets more quickly. And again, another boss coming out. No problem for the red team. They're in control of every aspect of this game. Excellent Rexxar play. Talents coming out here. We have advanced cloaking for Nova. Not exactly the best, especially if you're on the defensive. Butcher picks up Carved Flesh, increases his movement speed. Not gonna help. Should have grabbed Lamb to the Slaughter. Jaina gets improved Ice Block. Of course, the most annoying ability ever invented. Murky's got Wrath of Cod, which is pretty standard, and then Shrink Ray, of course, on the other Uther, although there's not exactly a great target for it. Red team going ahead, cleaning up the other team. They have almost 20 kills, 5 forts, to the blue team's 3 forts and 6 kills. They're, again, in control of every aspect here. We got Uther going for Hardened Focus, just letting him cast abilities that much quicker. Rexxar picks up Feign Death. Tyrael grabs Blood for Blood. Really, at this point, it doesn't matter what talents they get. I just don't see them losing this game. Rexxar's Feign Death is pretty awesome because it lets him dodge potentially dangerous ultimates. So, for example, if you find yourself stuck in a precision strike or you find yourself stuck in a grab bomb, you can just go ahead, pop out Feign Death. It'll put you in stasis and you'll be able to avoid such dangerous things. It also lets you control Misha, which can be really handy. Here we go. Red team's grabbing both forts. They're already knocking down on the core. Shields going down rapidly. At this point, I don't see anything stopping them from just pushing down the lane. Butcher overextending, trying to get the Gazlowe. Desperate for a kill. Gets ulted by Nova. Taken out by a combination of the fort and Tyrael. Uther also overextended. Getting taken out, chased down by Tyrael and the other Uther. May not die, but at this point in the game, it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, because if I am correct, we are just going to see them walk down the lane here and finish this game. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So they're going to go ahead and pick up all the camps. We got about a minute left in the game. Spoilers. We're going to see a team fight here at the top, I would say. Blue team core is all the way down to 66%. Not very good. Here we go. Nova taking out the Murky, throwing another 0.25 kills up onto the team. That brings their kill total to 21.75. Butcher charges in just to die, as he has been doing all game. And here we go. The blue team's going to get wiped. Red team is just going to sit there, wail on the core. And that is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go ahead and quit the replay at this point. Boom. So, couple things that we saw in that match. Alright, we saw Rexxar go what I have called in past videos and what a lot of people have called the Beastmaster build, basically just geared towards an extreme ability to solo a boss, which is kind of Rexxar's calling card right now. That's kind of his most valuable thing that he brings to the table. Characters like Gazlowe, Sonya, and to a lesser extent Karazim, through careful planning and execution of their abilities, can solo bosses, but it's still a very risky proposition for them. They usually come out of it with very low health, or it takes them a very long time. With Rexxar, it takes him a moderate amount of time, but he's going to come out of it with full health. Misha's not going to be hurt at all, and you're going to have a free boss for it. So that's what we saw there. We also saw Butcher play, which was just not great. I think everybody's seen one of those Butchers who just charges into every fight, and clearly, you know, it's everybody else's fault. I did my part. I put the damage on. If you're playing a Butcher, again, you should be kind of treating him as if you were like a Nova or a Zeratul. You want that one-on-one so that you can kill someone, gather up that blood, get the fresh meat, and start getting that lead for your team. Once you have a 1 or 2 level lead, then you can start charging into the fight. Then you can start doing 2v1s, 3v1s, and coming out of it all right. The other thing you have to worry about when you're a Butcher is crowd control. You have no way to escape it once you've charged in. So if the other team has a stun, like Uther, then you're just simply going to charge in, get stunned, and watch the enemy walk away. So picking up Furnace Blast, although you may think, wow, I can put all this damage on the whole team, is really going to be worthless because you have no way of keeping anybody there. So I would really, when I play the Butcher, I only pick up Furnace Blast if I have somebody who I rely on to do a good wombo combo. Somebody like a Zeratul or Zagara or Gazlowe, where I know that I'm going to have the entire enemy team stacked up to get hit by that Furnace Blast. If not, I'd rather take Lamb to the slaughter, because at level 20 I'm going to be picking up Nexus Blades anyway. But this is about Rexxar, not about the Butcher, not about my love for the Butcher. So we're going to go back in here. And I apologize, you have to look at that end screen. We're going to go back in here. We're going to pick up a different hot slog. We're going to watch Rexxar on Cursed Hollow. So, I personally feel like Rexxar on Cursed Hollow is an awesome pick. And the reason for that is because he has a protected boss. On every other map in the game, the boss is usually somewhere in the middle, right? The boss is usually somewhere in the middle and somewhere where the enemy can contest it. But that's not so on Cursed Hollow. On Cursed Hollow, the boss is right here or right here. So no matter what team you're on, you have access to a relatively safe boss. Our teams today are on the blue team. On the left side of our screen here is Abathur, Zagara, Karazim, Raynor, and Muradin. On the right side of our screen here, we have Azmodan, Stitches, Karazim, Sonya, and Rexxar. Interesting team comp for the right side. They've got 3 warriors and really no way to exploit Stitches' hooks. They don't have really anything to slap someone down once they get pulled, like a Arthas root or a Jaina slow or a Malfurion root. They have Rexxar, but it might not be the best idea to rely on him to kind of do some burst damage. Basically, when you pull somebody with Stitches, you want to be sure that they're going to die. This team does not have the burst to do that. On the left side here, we have Zagara, who's going to be great on this map. She's going to be able to push everything down. We've got Raynor, again, another great choice for this map. It's a very long, drawn-out map. It's perfect for him. Karazim, strong, not a true healer, but if you're going against another Karazim, that's absolutely fine. Muradin, perfect pick for Abathur because he'll be in the fight for a long time. He'll have a lot of health, and Abathur will be able to put out tons of damage. Going to the level 1 talents, Abathur is going ahead and grab Envenom Nests. Zagara's grabbed Reconstitution to increase her bonus on that creep, which is oh so good. Both Karazims have gone ahead and grabbed Transcendence. Raynor has got Give Me More, which is a perfect choice for him. Increase that Adrenaline Rush healing. Muradin, trying to stay in the fight longer, is going to get mana back every time he hits somebody with his Stormbolt. Azmodan, of course, going Taste for Blood. He's going the Globe build. He wants to throw the big dunks down onto people. Stitches picking up Heavy Slam. Fair choice here. Sonya grabbing Warpaint just to get that extra healing, and Rexxar going Hunter-Gatherer. Again, there's no Stealthers. There's no point in Rexxar going Flare. The other two level 1 abilities aren't very good on Rexxar, so I really don't see anything wrong with going Hunter-Gatherer. Nothing really happening. Everyone's just kind of dueling. You see a lot of walking around. Stitch is missing a hook, which is just as well because he probably didn't want to pull an Abathur-hatted Karazim to him. And it's level 4, so at this point, if Rexxar were going a Beastmaster build, which he is definitely going, he's picked up Easy Prey. This will let him solo those bosses. He's going to come down to the bottom of the gank, but they're not going to be able to pick up a kill. What I would do at this point is as soon as this boss spawns, I'm going to run straight to it and try to pick it up. Sonya, by the way, taking a lot of damage. She's going to go back. Standard duel in the middle. So here we got the first tribute. It looks like red team is a little bit more healed up than the blue team. And we're gonna go ahead and watch this here. This first fight for the tribute is sometimes rather inconsequential. I've seen a lot of teams just give it up and maintain the experience bonus. We're going to see Karazim get pulled. Nothing's really going to happen. Rexxar is getting focused down, and Rexxar is the first one to go down. Blue team's going to pick up the first kill of the day on the Rexxar, focusing down him, ignoring Misha. This will put red team in a horrible disadvantage, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to finish off Karazim, but oh my goodness, the Azmodan Globe had the kill, but with a clutch heal and a shield, Karazim is able to survive. It looks like, oh, red team, Karazim's trying to pick up that tribute. Not happening. Muradin continuing to jump in, has the Abathur hat on. That's going to do a lot. Distracting for the Raynor to pick up the tribute. Blue team walks away with the tribute, grabbing it right under the noses of the red team. At this point, the boss has spawned, so once these clear out, look for Rexxar to go for that boss. Stitch is trying to pull somebody, trying to make something happen, continue the fight, but it looks like everyone's going to split apart. Rexxar, a little hesitation, going to walk with the Azmodan. Looks like he's going to ignore the boss. I don't know if I agree with this decision. His team's lost the first kill. They've lost the first tribute. The perfect thing to do right here is to put up a boss, help your team out. But it looks like he's going to go down to the bottom. Karazim's going to run over all of the Abathur mines. And they're going to try to chase down this Muradin, which is going to yield absolutely nothing for them. As the next tribute comes up at level 7, Abathur is going a Toxic Nest build. Zagara is going a creep build. Karazim picked up a couple more healing talents, so he's going straight heals. Raynor's got focus attack, building up those auto attacks. Muradin grabbing Piercing Bolt. That'll let him stun 2 people at once. Perfect on this map where everyone's usually grouped up around these tributes. Stitch is just trying to distract. Everyone's trying to prevent Raynor from picking up that tribute. Sonya going in. Rexxar missing his eagle just barely by the skin of his teeth. Looks like here's the fight. Here we go. Karazim on the blue team going down rather quickly. A lot of damage being put on Misha. Not exactly the best move if you're the blue team, but Karazim does go down for the red team. That'll give blue team 2 kills. Sonya almost going down. Look, here comes Rexxar. Rexxar's about to go down. Rexxar goes down. That'll put the blue team up to 3 kills, but Muradin goes down. There's the trade for the blue team. That'll give the red team their first kill. They've also lost Sonya. They've lost Azmodan. That gives 5 kills to the blue team, and most likely this tribute. Stitches is going to come down whenever Raynor can get to him, and that'll put up 6 kills for the blue team and a tribute. So red team, not exactly in a great position right now. Like I said, if I were that Rexxar, I would have gone straight for that boss, try to turn things around. Now they're in trouble. Now they're down 2 levels, down 5 kills and 2 tributes. Level 7 for the red team, they've got Infernal Globe, obviously going for that globe build. Toxic Gas. Stitch is in a weird position right now where his level 7 abilities aren't that good. Karazim again, the same exact build. They're going straight healing. Sonya trying to get some more use out of that Ancient Spear. And Rexxar picking up Aspect of the Beast to lower the cooldown of that stun on Misha. I personally would have gone for the 300% increase to Hawk just so I could clear waves faster, try to claw back this experienced Gulf, and so I could solo those bosses faster. But I could see the need to get more stuns out in these team fights. There you go. Red team is here. Blue team's missing Raynor. It's a good time for red team to go in. Blue team is hit level 10. There's the ult from Karazim. Rexxar goes down. Muradin comes in and ults. Raynor drops down the battle cruiser. This is going to be a wipe for the red team. There's nothing they can do. This will be a curse on the red team. Blue team takes an even more convincing lead. We have a 10-1 kill differential. And Zagara's back at the tribute, picks up the tribute, and the red team is cursed. The curse on this map is so extremely powerful. The 1 minute, if you have a coordinated team, you can burn down so many buildings. Looks like red team's going to try to defend on bottom here. They may pick up the Raynor, and they do it. They've got the Raynor. That'll be a good kill for them. That'll help a lot. The further away you get in an experience differential, the more each kill is worth. So if you can catch someone out one-on-one like that, that could be a huge bonus for your team. Conversely, if you're up, try to stay with your teammates, because then you'll just be purely unstoppable. But if you get caught out, that's usually at least worth 1 level for the enemy team. So just keep that in mind whenever you have a lead in a game. Looks like we've lost 1 fort for the red team thus far. Sonya a little bit overextended. I do not like the decision to come back in and put unnecessary damage on the monk. That'll just get healed back up anyway. Azmodan continuing to try to build that globe. Unfortunately, I have no way of checking how much damage is on it at this point. Azmodan looks like he's about to go down, and Azmodan does go down. Rexxar is taking a lot of damage. Can they get the Rexxar too? We've got the double Muradin for the double stun. Rexxar also goes down. Here comes Stitches and Sonya trying to pick up the pieces. Raynor so close, almost died. Gets picked back up by his adrenaline rush. Stitches ults to try to get away. And the battle cruiser will continue down the lane, doing damage, and it looks like blue team will get to pick up 1 more fort. So out of that curse, they were able to grab 2 forts, which is a pretty strong differential for any map mechanic. Usually you're only going to get yourself about 1 fort out of each successful objective. So blue team up 12 kills to the red team's 2. They've got 2 more forts. They got 2 levels on them, 13-11. And the Rexxar has not yet attempted to go for the boss. This is really disappointing for me. I wanted to see some excellent boss play from this Rexxar. I wanted to see him get kind of creative and step up when his team was down. But it looks like the blue team has no compunctions about going for boss. They're going to pick up a boss really easily here. Karazim and Muradin combining to keep it busy. Here the red team goes, ironically started by the Karazim, not the Rexxar, who's down here busy getting bruisers. It looks like blue team's got their boss. Red team's finally going to get their boss, but it had to be started by the Karazim. This is not a good look for the Rexxar. Like I said, so much of Rexxar's utility on this map comes from his ability to get a safe boss. At this point in the game, he could have had 2. Instead, here we go. We're going to see blue team come in to try to contest for this boss. Can they steal it? Big stun coming down for the boss. Muradin jumps in. They're going to be on top of it. Karazim launches the ult. It looks like the blue team Karazim got the damaging ult. The red team Karazim got the stasis. Red team going down, can't overcome that damage differential, and the blue team is able to steal that boss. They come out of it with 3 kills, 2 bosses, and I just don't see how the red team is going to come back from this. They've got a boss on the bottom. They got a boss on the top. This is not a good look for the red team. They're going to be down to 3 forts at the end of this push. Maybe 2 if blue team can get into this inner fort. However, the red team is all back up, so they will be able to mount a defense. And here is a tribute. This Muradin is in a prime position to help out his team. By the way, guys, if you're in lane and you're going, it's not League of Legends. You don't need to get that last minion. Go to the objective. You don't need the last 15 gold or whatever it would be in League of Legends that you're going to get. Here comes the red team. They're distracted. They cannot contest the tribute. They have to fight off this boss or he will take that fort. So blue team's going to pick up 1 more tribute, and that'll be 4 tributes in a row for the blue team. Red team unable to compete in the map mechanics. Down 4 whole levels. At this point in the game, you can pretty much 1v3 with the right hero on the other team. 4 levels is a huge gulf to be down by. We're going to go ahead, fill in some time here. We're going to look at the talents. Abathur just going straight up, non-hat build, building up his locusts, building up his ability to use ultimate evolution. I've seen this more and I kind of like it. I think it's a lot more fun of a way to play Abathur, and it kind of achieved their goal when they wanted to give Abathur more build diversity. Karazim's going to save himself with that ult. That was a good play. Instead of dying, he's puts a ton of damage on the enemy team, saves himself, takes out Misha. Without Misha, Rexxar really can't do anything other than throw out a slow. But down goes that Karazim. They're able to put the damage on. They have to trade out the Sonya. Blue team looking like they have the upper hand. Down goes Stitches. Azmodan trying to take out the Zagara. Down goes Rexxar. Can they take out the last bit of health on the Karazim? No, they cannot. They're going to trade 3 for 1. It's still 17-13 blue team. 18 kills to red team's 5. But a huge orb comes in and takes out Zagara. That'll be a huge bonus for the red team. That'll help them level up. Now they're only down 3 levels. 4 kills to 15.5 on the blue team. Blue team still has all of their forts. In fact, they haven't even lost a single one of their gates or one of their turrets. Red team down all of their gates. Only have 3 forts left. Down yet another tribute. Unable to contend with the tribute over here picked up by Abathur. By the way, Abathur, sneaky good at grabbing tributes on this map. You wouldn't necessarily think it, but his ability to burrow, as he is doing right here, to any place on the map, very helpful in grabbing a tribute if both teams are distracted. Red team kind of not sure what to do. They're just going to try to murk. If you ever find yourself down this much, by the way, they're up to 17-15, which is great for them. If you ever find yourself down, just sit in these lanes. Sit in the lanes. Don't try to overextend for mercs. Just sit in the lanes, soak. You'll get experience faster than the other team, and you'll catch up. That's how the game is designed. So here we go. Tribute. Raynor not there. Abathur. Ultimate Evolutions on the Muradin. Double Muradin yet again. Here comes the double stun. Karazim gonna go down quick. Gets caught in the Zagara ult. Azmodan trying to burn down Raynor. Stitches running through with his ult. Karazim goes down. Stitches goes down. But blue team has lost both Muradin and Raynor, and they're on the run. They're about to lose Karazim. Zagara goes down. That is a huge team fight for the red team. Able to fight off the blue team, pick up a huge chunk of health. Karazim able to turn the tables on the Sonya, takes out the Sonya. But here comes Rexxar, and it may look like, oh no, Rexxar's going to get walloped on by a Karazim with an Abathur hat. Rexxar goes down. Azmodan is going to try to take him out with a Doom Globe, Globe of Annihilation, that's what it's called. Abathur trying to come in and finish off the Azmodan with some slaps. So red team is able to pick up the tribute, but they do not win out on the team fight. It is 22-7 red team. However, the kills that the red team got were much more worthwhile than the kills that the blue team got. Red team is going to be able to put up this as a win, so to speak, for them, just because 1, they got the tribute, they were able to hold off yet another curse, and 2, they've picked up a lot of experience just by getting out those 2 kills. So here you see both teams kind of just clearing out. Both bosses are back up. Expect blue team, there we go, blue team starts on their boss. Red team, oh no, not a good time to start on a boss. There's going to be a tribute up. Blue team does not look like they even care about it. They're going to let red team go ahead and grab it. At this point, red team really should start on their own boss. But they have no idea that blue team's sitting down here getting a boss. Well, they do now. And they've got the tribute, and here they are starting the boss. Again, ironic that it's not Rexxar that is starting the boss. So here we have me singing Rexxar's praises on this map purely for his ability to solo bosses, and he hasn't soloed a single one. Shows you how much I know. Or how good this Rexxar is. There's probably a reason his team is down 2 levels and 15 kills. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We got 6 forts on the blue team, 22.5 kills, 3 forts on the red team, 7 kills, level 20 for the blue team, level 18 for the red team. Stitch is having some connection issues, it looks like. We got a boss up here wailing, blue team Zagara coming up to deal with it, Abathur dropping out a Locust Swarm. That'll put a ton of damage on with that Bombard Strain. Blue team just kind of trying to distract on the bottom for their boss, and it looks like their boss is going to be able to pick up this fort, which will let the catapult spawn along the bottom lane. Looks like while the boss was getting bottom, the blue team went and decided to get the middle fort, and here we go. We got the double Muradin yet again from the Abathur. Stasis up on the Sonya. Good save from the Karazim. Karazim getting really low. Down goes Raynor. First kill. This is huge for the red team. That's a lot of damage gone for the blue team. Zagara is missing. They have no way of killing anybody, and that trade will technically be for the blue team as they picked up the 2 forts, but it's a good confidence booster for the red team. Anytime you can quote-unquote win a team fight like that or force the enemy team to retreat is great for your confidence. Here comes Zagara, though. She's going to get 2 people with her ult. That's going to be a great ult. Karazim comes in, ults, and it looks like the red team Karazim is going to go down. Here comes Muradin, though, getting dropped by the red team. So does Karazim. All they've got left is Zagara, which, remember, there's an Abathur, so it's just Zagara left alone against 4 people. Even with Abathur, that's not going to be an even match. And the red team is able to pick up a curse. So after watching the blue team go up 2-0, get 5 tributes in a row, the red team is able to pick up 3 tributes in a row, pick up a curse, and wipe the blue team, which is a pretty phenomenal turnaround. Now it's 21-20. Red team might be able to claw their way back into this one. And what you kind of see here is the superiority of red team's late game coming through. Sonya gets fantastic in the late game. Stitches, fantastic in the late game. Azmodan, tons of damage in the late game, as you saw right there with a huge Annihilation Globe. Rexxar, buckets of health in the late game. Meanwhile, Zagara gets diminishing returns as the game goes on. The strength of her is her high ability power damage from things like Hunter Killer and Banelings. As the game goes on, those kind of seem to lessen, in my opinion, in their impact on the game. Muradin just not doing enough damage to make really a difference other than his stuns. Raynor has gotten taken out pretty quickly in the last 2 team fights, so blue team's really only true late game damage. Well, I wouldn't want to say that. Zagara's in the game, but their late game ranged assassin, their character that scales really well in the late game, has misplayed both times and has been taken out and not present in team fights. But here we go. We've got Azmodan getting caught, and that could be huge because that could make a huge turnaround for the red team. But it looks like they're going to make them have an even trade. They're going to take down the Azmodan, and a beautiful Devouring Maw from Zagara, and that's going to pick up the entire team. And it looks like here comes Stitch. He's going to blink over. He's going to run in front. That's going to slow down the team, provide a lot of damage. Stitch is going to try to stay to the back. And once again, poor positioning by Raynor. Raynor goes down. Blue team's deprived of all of that damage. So it's going to be a 2-for-1. Azmodan got caught, but the red team was able to turn it around and make a good trade off of it. Red team now knocking at the gates of the blue team. This is a sneaky good game. Poor Rexxar play, but a sneaky good game. As you can see here, the blue team just can't do enough. Their lack of bodies is telling, being that the red team has 6 and they have 4 when you count Misha and Rexxar. Zagara gets caught, goes down. There's no more healing from Karazim. He's dead. Muradin's at half health. There's no damage to Author. All he can do is try to stun and slow them down and wait for his teammates to come back up. Red team's going to be able to take out a fort. They've created a hole in the middle of the blue team and a path to their core. This has all of the smelling of an upset in the making, ladies and gentlemen. You see Stitches up here clearing out the mercs, Azmodan spending a lot of time clearing out the catapults, and that's what an early fort will do for you, is it'll just keep these lanes pushed all the way as the catapults do so much damage. We've got another skirmish going on. Red team picking up these bruisers, getting challenged by the blue team. No poor positioning by Raynor this time. He's going to stay alive. And uh-oh, it looks like red team's lost Stitches to some sort of lag trouble. This could be... Oh, here he comes. He's back. Don't worry, red team. You've got your guy back. Coming from somebody who played Stitches for a long time, and it looks like... Once again, they're going to try to start this boss without Rexxar. Pretty embarrassing. Rexxar's just down here grabbing some siege mercs. Anyway, looking at talents at level 20, Abathur grabbed Locust Nest to try to spawn some more Locusts. Fury of the Storm from Zagara, interesting choice. Transgression, just more damage out of that Karazim ult. Raynor, of course, gets Nexus Frenzy to increase his range. Upgraded Unstoppable Force for Muradin to increase the duration of Avatar. Of course, Fifth Circle to go along with that build. Here we go, fight at the Tribute, and it looks like Sonya is going to go down. Red team takes the first death. Can they answer back? It looks like yes. Oh yes, they traded both Karazims. Red team is going to lose this one. Blue team's going to show through. They're going to take this Tribute. They're going to get the curse, and that might be the end of the game for red team. Stitches is going to go down. Azmodan is going to try to take out the Raynor. He does before he goes down. Red team full wipe. Zagara, Muradin, and Abathur up, but unfortunately here's the boss. Red team's not up for another 40 seconds on average, and this looks like it's going to be game for the blue team as the victors. Boss is going to sit there, tank all the damage. Zagara using that excellent pushing ability, putting on tons of damage onto this core, and that'll be game, ladies and gentlemen. Well then, I'm gonna go ahead and quit this replay. So there you have it. What we saw, let's talk, ooh, what do we do here? I'm sorry. Let's talk about what we saw from that Rexxar. So, I'm here talking as a self-proclaimed expert. And all I say is, Rexxar, so good when he goes and gets that boss on his own. And what does he do? He doesn't get any of the bosses. They actually get a boss stolen. When people not named Rexxar try to start the boss. The red team did a really good job of trying to come back at the end of that game. They had a lot of good plays. They caught that Raynor out. Stitches was a great part of that. He's a perfect counter to somebody like Raynor who doesn't have a dash to get away. But their Rexxar did not do them any favors. He was too busy getting stuff like siege minions or bruisers when he could have been soloing bosses. So a big problem that the red team had is even with that comeback at the end, blue team still had 4 of their forts, whereas red team was down all of their forts. Had they gotten a boss or two, that at least would have brought down 1 fort. And that could have been a huge swing in the experience, especially late game. Or early game, and we might not have even gone down this road of horrible, horrible domination by blue team for half the game. So guys, if you're going to play Rexxar, right, you're going to play Rexxar, get the bosses. And if you don't want to get the bosses, and that's not something that you want to do the other build. Go for the boar build. Don't get Bestial Wrath. Just go all CC. Increase your slows, increase your stuns, get the boars, get the snares, get the slows. Don't bother with the creep camps or anything like that. Like, still get creep camps because you're still good at it. I mean, you're not going to solo bosses without that level 4 talent very easily. But if that's not your bag, don't waste that talent at level 4 because you're trading such a good improvement to your slow. which is an increase for 1 second in duration and 10%. So it goes from, I think, 30% to 40% for 4 seconds instead of 30 at 3. So, alright. I just need to make sure, before we go into this next game, that I didn't accidentally delete the wrong one. And that we haven't already watched this. No, we have not. Alright, so I'm gonna pull this up here. So we're gonna look at Haunted Mines again. Because that first time we did it was so disappointing. And it really didn't have what I wanted from it. So hopefully this Haunted Mines, this Rexxar will please me. Can I? Oh, that's convenient. I can ping things on the map. Anyway, so on the blue team we have Kerrigan, Muradin, Brightwing, Malfurion, and Vala. That is a strong comp. It's a classic comp. You've got your ranged assassin, your melee assassin, your 2 supports, and your Muradin. This is a comp that you saw a lot right around Heroes of the Storm's release. It's since been replaced by the double warrior meta. However, on the red team here, we've got a double warrior comp. We've got Diablo, Rexxar, Zagara, and the 2 damage support hybrids, Karazim and Tyrande. So it'll be interesting to see which one will win out, the double traditional support or the double damage support. It's kind of new meta versus old meta right up in here. Honest to God, I think I'm going to go with the old meta, just because I think that Malfurion and Brightwing are such a dangerous combination that Vala can do enough damage. Whereas I think red team is going to be severely lacking in damage. Real quick, look at the talents. Diablo, of course. Oh, Diablo increasing health generation 3% per soul. Karazim doing every 3rd attack increases bonus damage, so he is really going for that damage. Rexxar, Hunter-Gatherer. No Stealthers, so no point in going Flare. Tyrande lowers cooldown of Hunter's Mark. Excellent choice. That'll put even more damage on people. And Zagara going for that creep bonus, which is nice on this map because it'll let you have... You can conceivably cover the entire map because it's so small. It looks like Misha's about to go down, and she survives by the skin of her teeth. Don't forget that Misha is worth a very small amount of kills, and it looks like they might have already killed Misha for that 0.25 kills. On the top team, we've got Siphoning Impact, important for Kerrigan because it helps her stay alive. Muradin gets more mana. Hyper Shift, every time you heal a hero with Soothing Mist, reduce the cooldown of Phase Shift by 2 seconds. That just lets Brightwing jump around the map even more, which on Haunted Mines can be a great bonus, which means she can just die, revive, teleport back into the mines. Malfurion getting Harmony so that he can cast Regrowth more, and Vala going the classic multi-shot build. So we got mines opening up in 3 seconds, and already we've got 1 kill on the red team, and it is against the Muradin. So the Muradin overextended a little bit, got killed. I apologize that I didn't show that to you. I feel like a bad caster. I didn't show you the first kill of the game. It's not really important because they're still even in experience, but you know, what are you gonna do? By the way, this camp here has slightly more skulls than the rest of the camps. So if you only got 1 camp to pick, I would recommend these 2 as opposed to the ones over here. This one actually used to have way more skulls, but then they kind of evened it out a little bit more. Rexxar, as I said, can solo this guy. So theoretically, while the teams are dancing around in the mines, Rexxar can just split off and solo him. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Here's the team fight that we've been waiting for in the mines. Diablo's very low. It looks like Diablo might be the first to go down. And he does, but at the same time, Kerrigan goes down. Not a surprise, she's very squishy. Muradin goes down, they're on the run. Malfurion goes down. Looks like red team's gonna take out the first team fight here. Brightwing back in on the Vala. She's gonna try to keep her up. There goes the Polymorph, such a strong ability. Right now, what would happen were this team on Mike is Karazim, Zagara, Tyrande would continue chasing the Vala and the Brightwing. Meanwhile, Rexxar turns around and starts on the boss. but they're not. And blue team decided to not contest this anymore, so that's okay. So now we're going to see blue team make a play for these siege, or for the siege camp. What this can do is, if you capture it at the right time, they'll actually be at the base the same time as the enemy golem is, which means that they'll lend their considerable siege damage to helping burn down the enemy golem. Another thing you can do is, if you know you're going to lose mines quickly, as blue team did, it is a 68-32 skull split, and you're a hero that can quickly kill mercenaries, you can make a play for their mercenaries to, one, deny them the aid, and two, depending on which team you're on, aid your golem. Of course, the bruisers in the middle are a little bit of a risky proposition, but they can be very helpful. Blue team looks like is going to just do their best to defeat the red golem. They want to burn down this. They don't care about the bruisers. They want to get that EXP differential up, and that's really what you want to do. If you have the worst golem, like a 68 golem, you want to defend the golem, because the enemy team is most likely going to spare 1 or 2 people to defend against your weak golem, and if you're not there with your golem, the enemy team will just have a heyday. Muradin almost getting caught, almost dying, and there he goes. The Malfurion goes down, out of position. Not a very good idea by Malfurion. There's no reason for him to be out there. That was a waste of a death. 5 kills for the red team and the superior golem. Looks like Misha's going to go down. Not that big of a deal, though. At this level, I think it takes her about 15 seconds to respawn. Still a quarter of a kill, rather. Golem getting through. By the way, that little root that just went up right here, sneaky good. It can really put some damage on people. It can really cause some deaths. But here we'll see the blue team kind of back off. The red golem will go down before anything too dramatic happens. So pick up that for it, but they won't give away any more kills. The red team golem, I'm sorry, the blue team golem only broke down the gates before he was taken down. As you can see here, the siege mercenaries no doubt helped quite a bit with that goal. Karazim, very low, lower than I would have liked to be at that position, but he's not getting taken down. Red team with about a 75% of a level lead. Not huge, but still important, as that means that they'll always be able to have a lead on the enemy team when leveling up. However, eating crow, right as I say that, Karazim gets caught and goes down, which will even the score a little bit for the blue team. Red team gets level 8. They're going to try to turn around right here. They force Kerrigan and Muradin to retreat, both at very low health. Vala trying to take out somebody. Not a very good focus for the blue team, as you can see. Diablo's at low health, Zagara's at low health, Rexar's at low health, which means that they're just not picking somebody to kill, which is never what you want to have happen, because that splits all of your damage amongst the whole team. Muradin gets caught and goes down, which adds another kill to the red team's tally. 6 kills for the red team, 2.5 for the blue team. Looks like Brightwing's about to get killed. Ooh, is she going to be saved by that clutch play from Kerrigan? And the answer is no. No, she's not. Oh, maybe she is. I spoke too soon, ladies and gentlemen. I spoke too soon. Brightwing escapes. Good save from the Kerrigan. Here we go. We got Diablo trying to pressure up on top. Not much to do sometimes on Haunted Mines in between mine phases. A lot of times you'll see teams that are kind of evenly matched just run around in the middle here. But as we start mines again, and 2 seconds, this is going to be a critical time for the red team, because it looks like they're going to get their ults just a hair sooner than the blue team if they can maintain this EXP lead. And as you know, getting your ults first usually means an instant team fight win. But Diablo's about to get killed, maybe? No? Oh, what a close escape for Diablo. He's not going to go down. Rexar, however, is alone in these mines. Were I him, again, I would go straight for that boss. But if you look at his talents, he's gotten Hungry Bear, so Misha's getting healed. Throwing Axes, so he's increasing his range. So he's going a team fight build. Throwing Axes is an alright ability. I just find that the other abilities in that category are so much better. Same with Hungry Bear. I never have a problem with my Misha staying alive, so to speak. So Here we go. Team fight again. Zagara getting caught early. Goes down. Looks like we got Kerrigan coming down with a lot of damage. Kerrigan does end up going down. And looks like Malfurion almost, can they finish him off? No, they cannot. Diablo taking a lot of damage, getting kited by the Vala. Chooses his ult, tries to catch them out with his Flame Breath, can't do it. Real quick, the ults for the team are Divine Palm for Karazim. Rexxar has not picked Starfall for Tyrande, and Devouring Maw, of course, for Zagara, because nobody likes to have fun and get the Nidus Worms. It is 10-9. Red team at 7 kills and 4 forts. Blue team at 3 kills and 3 forts. And it looks like right wing is going to go down, aided in part by the boss. Karazim at very low health. He's going to try to wait till he can get a W. But as I said, look, there he goes. He gets tapped by the boss's root. That'll take care of Karazim. Very embarrassing. Big misplay on the behalf of the Karazim. That'll set up an even team fight for the blue team. And it looks like Diablo's going to go down, but he'll have his Demon Soul regen, so he'll be up real quick. Red team just trying to hold on, most likely waiting for Diablo to get back. Tyrande gets killed by the boss. Not a good idea. Rexxar getting jumped on by Kerrigan. Rexxar does not do well against melee assassins, let me tell you that. Rexxar goes down as well. And that'll be 7.5 kills for the blue team, 8 kills for the red team. Blue team is going to come out of this Mines phase with not only the lead, but the increased skull count. And this is going to be a huge turnaround in this map for the blue team. And you gotta hand it to them. It was a very good team fight phase for them, which almost started disastrously. But the red team was nice enough to let their Karazim die to that golem. Oh, and Brightwing, you know, got killed early, but thanks to her teleport was right back in the fight. So you'll probably see this golem tear down this fort, and I think probably kill this gate, depending on the amount of support that he gets. The red team currently in control of all the camps. This siege camp just came back online. Just came back up, however you want to say it. Blue team doing their best to burn down red team's golem, not supporting theirs. Not a very good idea in my opinion. A 34 skull golem isn't going to do much to your team. And it looks, as you can see here, the 66 skull golem is getting burned down much quicker. Red team, I think, has much higher damage output, whereas blue team really relies on pretty much Vala and Kerrigan. Red team, meanwhile, has got 5 characters with a rather high damage output, especially against inanimate monsters. And you can see this fort doesn't even go down, which I promised you this gate would go down too. So that just shows how either wrong I am or how quickly red team killed that golem. And I think it's a little bit of both, but I think it's mostly how quickly red team killed that golem. Red team trying to set up an ambush here. They know that they're there. They have the site from the site tower, stone, whatever you want to call it. But they simply don't have the numbers, or they don't have the confidence to go in and fight. Keep in mind, blue team is leading in the level score for the first time this game. They're about tied at kills. Kerrigan's going to pop off her ult. Diablo gets polymorphed, gets stunned, gets chain CC'd. So does Karazim. Karazim and Diablo go down rather quickly. Blue team dominating at this point. And there goes the ult for Malfurion. That's going to put a lot of health back onto the team. And blue team's going to come out of it no worse for wear. Red team about to lose to Tyrande. And ooh, down she goes. That's 3 kills for the blue team. That'll put them up 10-5. 8 kills for the red team. See, right here, this would be a good time to go for this fort. But instead, they retreat. They're not going to put their foot on the gas. And we'll see if that decision doesn't come back to haunt them. Heroes of the Storm is very much a game about capitalizing on opportunities. So if you have the opportunity to take a fort and you don't, you may not get that opportunity again during the game. And as we can see here, here comes the red team. They're missing Kerrigan. Blue team doesn't have a lot of damage left. Red team trying to put as much damage as they can. There goes the Diablo. Karazim goes down early, unable to keep himself alive. Diablo also goes down. Red team is in trouble. Rexxar is able to take out the Malfurion. Good choice on focus. Kerrigan out of position. Is missed by the Rexxar. Rexxar needs to send Misha back to try to slow them down. Blue team takes out Rexxar, and it looks like it'll be a wipe for the red team. And can Kerrigan? Yes, Kerrigan takes out Zagara, and this will be a free mines for the blue team. Which I don't know if the red team can survive 100 skull golem. But then again, who knows? Maybe the blue team will decide that they need to inexplicably defend against the 0 skull golem. So right here, Valla should have gone here. Brightwing already has that camp covered, and it looks like that because she didn't go here, this will leave these skulls open for Tyrande. She's going to be able to pick up such valuable skulls and take that health off of the blue team's golem. Had Valla just come up right through here, they would have had all of these skulls. They would have been at 60 right now. They could have had 66 before even touching the big golem here in the mines. Valla's gonna drop her ult. Not a big fan of Strafe personally. I find the CC potential of I can't even remember what it's called, but whatever her other ult is called, I like it better. Everybody's ults are popping off. Looks like the blue team's got the better AoE ults, however. Diablo go down really quickly. Rexxar's Bear, Misha, also goes down. Tried to pop Bestial Wrath. Can't do anything with it. 3 deaths for the red team. Blue team comes out on top. Kerrigan's going to try to chase to end this off right here. If she can get a Q on, she'll be able to take out that Tyrande, and she is, and she does. Here comes Brightwing, and that'll be a full wipe for the red team. Personally, I feel, oh, that was ironic. By the way, if you're ever in that position, the golem always attacks the closest hero. So even if you are a squishy and your tank is about to die, just go ahead and run into that golem. He'll say hi. He'll hit you a couple times, but you won't have to deal with the dead Muradin. Personally, I feel like red team is playing better, as in like they understand what to do on the map better, but blue team is just beating them in the straight mechanic on mechanic team fights, which in Haunted Mines is everything, because it's win the team fight, get the golem, golem pushes down the base. As you see here, the red, again, they all inexplicably decided that they had to defend against the red golem. This will give the red team a fantastic chance to put as much damage as they can on the blue team golem. Here comes Zagara. That's the real damage dealer. It looks like she's DC'd, however, which is not good for the red team because they need her to be at her peak efficiency. As you can see, she's just auto-attacking here, not using any of her abilities. That's going to be a huge blow to the red team to lose so much damage. But it looks like this golem will only be able to take out the gate, which is not what blue team wanted out of this golem. And it can't even finish off both towers. So we saw blue team rush to defend against an 8 skull golem. And their 92 skull golem floundered right here. So they're still up 3 levels, and they have 6 kills on the red team. Here comes the Kerrigan ult, and the team fight is joined. Diablo gets stasis by Karazim, but he gets killed right after it goes down. Karazim also gets killed. Zagara is an AI. Even so, she lands a beautiful Devouring Maw. Trying to make something happen here, Rexxar and Tyrande. Tyrande's about to die, but she is able to heal herself up. Rexxar pushes Misha in, tries to take out the Malfurion. Malfurion gets himself up at the last second. Blue team's able to finish off that tower, but is unable to do much. So you can kind of see how I feel like blue team's letting the red team back in the game. They have the superior ability to team fight, and they have the superior ability, as we saw right there, just to win based off of their team composition and the fact that they're up 3 levels. But if they were a better team, so to speak, they would have taken this fort. And there we go. Diablo dies one more time, getting caught out inexplicably for no reason. Red team rotating down to try to defend this gate. Zagara is an AI, so she is left top. Nobody has pinged her. Karazim goes down. Rexxar goes down. Oh, Rexxar escapes with the skin of his teeth. Looks like Misha will go down. Rexxar took Bestial Wrath. I'm not a fan of this Rexxar build. Throwing Axes, Bestial Wrath, Wildfire Bear. I feel like it's too all over the place. It's not got a set. I mean, he's basically building damage, Rexar, which is not. He's a warrior. Blue team loses Muradin. Red team lost Diablo and Karazim. Here's another mine phase. Looks like blue team might waltz their way into another high skull golem. But here we have 2 forts apiece. 11 kills on the red team, 20 kills on the blue team. And the blue team just keeps letting the red team back into this game. Nobody's in the mines yet. Red team looks like they'll be the first team in the mines. It looks like Diablo has pinged Zagara. By the way, pinging an AI player forces them to follow you. So they're not great, but at least there's that. Blue team grabbing that skull camp. Rexar remembering that he's pretty good at killing creeps and minions. Kerrigan popping off the ult. Very powerful. She has a lot of targets because that'll build up that shield real quick. Gets stunned by the Rexar. Inexplicably ulted by the AI Zagara, but Kerrigan will come down. That's big for the red team. Karazim taking some damage, but he's going to end up okay. And thanks to his ability to heal, he'll be just fine. Red team's going to make out with the majority of the skulls. I don't know what blue team is doing right now. They should have been in these mines. They have a 3-level lead. They should have rammed their fists down the throat of the red team, but they're letting red team crawl back into this game. But here it goes. Red team's going to go down, and they're going to wipe. Diablo picks up a little bit of health there, goes down. Karazim goes down after ulting Diablo. Zagara following Rexar. Oh, I don't even know what Zagara's doing. Is she dead? What happened to Zagara? I'm gonna assume she's dead. She doesn't have a death timer on my screen, but I don't know what to do about that. So, red team able to pick up a lot of skulls. Many more skulls than blue team should have allowed them. Basically, I can't. If blue team wins, which it looks like they might, you know, just because they're up 3 levels and they're about to get an even golem essentially. I just can't get behind this because I feel like they don't deserve this game. They're team-wise and map control-wise and map mechanic-wise, they're doing very poor. I feel like if this map wasn't so heavily focused on team fights, they would have been in a lot of trouble. And Karazim's going to get caught out inexplicably. Bad choice on his part. Diablo trying to put down as much damage as he can. He's going to get polymorphed. Karazim's going to go down. Here's all of the ults dropping. Diablo goes down. Oh, Diablo walks away just barely. And he's going to get taken out by the Kerrigan. And with this golem coming up, this is most likely going to be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Rexar trying to 1v1 Muradin down here, and Rexar is going to die. Kerrigan, or Zagara is going to walk away because she's a silly AI. And here comes the golem. And here comes the kill shot on the core, which is a deflating sight to see. I don't know if red team loses this if Zagara is alive. I think red team wins if they have Zagara. I don't like the fact that blue team won. As I mentioned, I don't think that they deserve the win. I think it's a little bit like watching like a football game, and one team's much better than the other team, and the other team's just doing everything that they can to let them win, but it's just not happening. You know, one team just completely outplays the other team, but still at the end of the day, the score is 28-21 or whatever. But yeah, that was demoralizing. But what we saw there was a Rexar with no purpose. You know, his purpose was to do damage, which on a team with 2 support damage dealers in Karazim and Tyrande, a huge damage dealer in Zagara, and another damage dealing tank in Diablo, damage dealing wasn't really what they needed. I would have rather seen like a crowd control build, like the boar build. I would have even rather seen a build just geared towards burning through those mines as quickly as possible, or if he had just picked up 300% increased damage on his Spirit Hawk at level 7, because that does work on the mine golems and the little goblins in the mines. I don't know why he picked Bestial Wrath. Again, he was going damage. I think it would have been a lot bigger help for his team if he went boar and slowed everybody down, especially since they only had one real damage dealer, and that was Vala. So if you were able to, say, use the boars from Rexxar on Vala, pick her up with Diablo, throw her, stun her with Tyrande, everybody pops their ult, I feel like that could have been a much better game for them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Replay Monday. My name is Amanda. You're watching ZIMM Zim Gaming. And I hope you'll join us next Monday. I think we're going to be looking at a different hero. Maybe Lieutenant Morales, if she's out by then. But yeah, Replay Monday. I'm going to try to do this a lot. I want to practice casting games for everybody. I want to practice just giving you guys some knowledge. I hope this is worth it to people who don't play games a lot. And yeah, I hope everybody learns something. All right. Once again, Zim Gaming. I'm Zamanda. Please follow us on Twitch. Please subscribe to us on Twitch. You can also find us at www.youtube.com/zimgaming. ZIMM Zimgaming. Yeah, it'll help us out. We don't have a lot of people, so please. I know it's a pain in the ass to subscribe and everything, but please.